Gospel reading according to St. Matthew tells us that Jesus withdrew into Galilee in Capernaum in the tribes of Zebulun and Naphtali in order to fulfill the prophecy of the prophet. And that prophecy was what the first reading tells us. It says, the people who walk in darkness have seen a great light. And those who dwelt in the shadow of death, light has shone. Let the light of Christ come into our hearts and our houses and our world and this country. We need the light of Christ. Today's message is about light of Christ in the darkness of our country. Let it shine, so that those of us who are in darkness, let the light of Christ shine on us in Jesus' name. In philosophy, there is what we call allegory of the cave. Plato used it to explain enlightenment, knowledge, how we come to understanding. And according to Plato, no man is capable of liberating himself from darkness. There is the physical darkness, the normal one that there is no light or at night. That's number one. Then there is darkness of the mind. That's ignorance. Have you witnessed ignorance? Have you seen someone that is ignorant? How do you feel when you see such a person? You see that this person is still very backward. He or she is not enlightened. Light has not shone on this person. This person is still in the shadows. Plato said that no man is capable of liberating himself from darkness. That it requires the help of another person that is already in light to come and take this person onto light. It requires somebody that has acquired knowledge, that is enlightened, to teach another person that is ignorant. If you are a teacher and you don't know anything, there's no way you help the students to learn. You cannot teach what you don't know. And they can't learn what you don't have. So, Christ today is telling us that He is the person that comes to give us light, to liberate us from darkness. In our country today, in country Nigeria, we are in darkness. Whether you like it or not, we are in darkness in this country. And the problem is that we are in this darkness and some of us don't even understand it. We don't realize that we are in darkness. How much is fear now? 350. Look at it. 350. Something that we have, our own. Something that God used to bless us. In us, in our own land. And look at the price. Look at hunger everywhere. The economy is in shambles. Do we talk of security? There's no security. Travel from one place to another, you see that you are just traveling on faith that God is protecting you. Because even the security men themselves are helpless, they have been overwhelmed. So we are just in darkness. There's no light anywhere. Our youths have lost hope. Most of our youths don't even know they are left from their right. They don't know, they don't even have any vision. So talk of, in fact, we are just a replica of what's happened. The tribes of Zebulun and Naphtali. You know what happened there? Now let me tell you. Israel was divided into two. The northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. When John the Baptist was arrested, Jesus left that southern kingdom and went to the northern kingdom, Galilee, Capernaum. to fulfill the prophecy of Isaiah, to go and give light to those living in Naphtali and Zebulun. Now, when the Assyrians came to Israel, it was northern kingdom that they came to conquer. When they invaded the northern kingdom, they began with Naphtali and Zebulun before going to the other tribes of northern kingdom. So where the invasion and the desolation of the Israelites began, Naphtali and Zebulun, there also he began his preaching, his message of salvation. So where calamity began, there also shall salvation begin. God plans his whole thing, that as far as these tribes experience first calamities and difficulties and troubles, they also shall be the first to experience the light of God. Your troubles, wherever we are, you may think that you have the worst of all troubles, that you experience is the highest of all the bad experiences you can get. God allowed this that those who are experiencing difficulties should be those that will experience salvation. Remember that in those in Nazareth pursued Jesus out from Nazareth. So their rejection of Jesus became the gain of those in Capernaum, those in Naphtali and Zebulun. While you are rejecting Jesus, another person is accepting him. There is no way God will stay and nobody will accept him. He himself calls people to himself. So don't think that because you don't come to church that no other person is coming to church. Those in Nazareth rejected Jesus and Jesus left them. And those in Capernaum accepted him. Come to our country, Nigeria. I said before that we are living in darkness. What do we need? We need the light. We need light. And that light can only come when we allow ourselves to become instruments of God to bring this light. We are discussing, how are you going to make Nigeria to be better? How are you going to make Nigeria to become something good? How are you going to make it so that our youth will not travel again to the land of slavery, that they will stay here and enjoy their lives? How are you going to do this? But no one is determined to put those discussions into actions. How many of us here have their PVC? How many of us? At least I have my own. How many? Only Kahadi. In fact, who do you wear? Only 5. But what are we saying? We are just discussing, chatting, complaining, crying, doing all sorts of things. That you are in that place, you are this, you are this. But we have been given an opportunity to liberate ourselves, to help ourselves. Christ has done everything for us. So. But we need to be in active service. So that when Christ comes, he will not pass us by. He will tell us, follow me. He will look at us and see that we are doing something. So that you will see make us fishers of men. Liberators of this country. Wherever you are, you can be a liberator. Buy your PVC. That is not simple. That thing alone can change the whole country and make the future of your children to be brighter. You know what will happen if we miss this opportunity that we have now? So make things good and to put things in place. If we know that we are not too sure, we are not, but with hope, we know that amongst those contesting, there is someone that we can hold hand and say, yes, this is the light Christ is bringing to us again, to rejoice, to break the shackles of slavery and captivity that we found ourselves. Now, let me tell you what will happen to us if we miss that opportunity. Our enemies, those who are trying to conquer us, the evil men, those who are bringing about this darkness we are talking about, if we miss this particular opportunity, this particular light, they will laugh at us. And when they laugh at us, they will now take us for granted. They will say, look at them. After doing all those things, all those noise that you did, after all those that you did in the internet, all those, so what happened at last? Because some of us here, we are just complaining, but you have your PVC and go and vote. Let the light come. You cannot. It's only in this Southeast that you see somebody will say that I will not vote. So, from what you are saying and from what you are saying, Christ is using someone to liberate us in this country. Yet, Some people are just lackadaisical that they don't want to act. And what of others? Some people prefer the darkness than light. Tomorrow now they are going to vote another darkness into office. I don't know. But let me promise you one thing. Let all of us be like the person we vote for. If you vote for capability, capability will come to you. But if you vote for incapability, incapability will come to you. Hey, that's it, amen. Yes. Because we are living in darkness. And this opportunity we have to liberate ourselves. And one of the causes of this darkness is this. In the second reading, St. Paul said something in his letter to the Corinthians. He said to them, what is this division? What is this separation among you? What are you fighting for? What is the cause for quarrel? Why are some people divided among you? Some people will say, I am for Paul. Others will say, I am for Apollos. Another person will say, I am for Cephas. The other people will say, I am for Christ. And he said to them, is Christ divided? We as Christians, you know, the worst thing that has happened to us as Christians in this country is division, disunity. Christians are not speaking with one voice. They are not talking with one voice. We cannot stand and say this is the person we stand for. Because of greediness, because of too much I too know. This unity has killed us. And that's why even the youth among them, they can't speak with one voice and take power from those who are ruining their future. You see truth, instead of it to stand on the truth and say this is the person most capable to do this. You use because of tribalism, because of religion, because of language, because of ethnicity, not to do the right thing, to let the light shine into our future. So it's time we began to do something and should we let the light of God shine in our lives in this country. But we must stop that division among us. Every person has right to his political opinion and affiliation. I have no problem with that. I do not have problem with whoever that you want to vote for. Whoever that you want to vote for, no problem. But what I'm telling you is this. I wonder why you as a human being will sit down and see that these particular people are not getting it correctly and you continue to vote for these same people to continue doing what they are doing. You know what madness is? Doing the same thing in the same way and expecting a different result. There's no way we will continue to do the same thing that we are doing, taking bribe and selling our votes, our consciences, taking money from them, and we expect things to be good in this country. There's no way. There's no way you will not vote. Every year you will not vote. Anytime there will be election, you will not vote. And you will come down here to pray, God, let this country be good. It will never be good. You have to act. Because come back to the readings. In the gospel reading, something happened. Jesus, where did he meet the apostles? Those he called. In active service. He came to them. He saw Andrew and Peter in their boat, throwing their nets into the sea to catch fish. And that was where he called them. In active service, not in sitting idle doing nothing. We need to act. That is where Christ will help us to liberate this country from the darkness that we found ourselves. With James and John, it was where they were mending their nets in active service. So we need to act to liberate this country. All of us, let the light of Christ shine on us. God is giving us sign that he listens our prayer. Every time we be praying for prayer in Nigeria in distress, prayer in Nigeria in distress, prayer for bribery and corruption, prayer for this, prayer for that. God has answered that prayer in this coming election. It's for us to act accordingly. I don't want to vote, and this vote, I won't vote until things start getting well. How is he going to get well if he didn't vote? How? Some of us live a life that it doesn't concern me. Tomorrow you go to a market, you enter the fuel station to buy fuel. I will carry my car, you will carry your car. All of us will buy it at the same price. Malacom, because you didn't vote that you buy it lesser than I did. So we live in darkness in this country, and it's our right, our function and our duty to liberate it. Speak out. Let us call them, drag them, those people that are killing our futures. Call them out. No responsibility, no accountability. Please, if you will not vote in next election, if you don't have your PVC, anytime they are talking of politics, don't put your mouth. If you don't have your PVC, anytime they are talking of politics, even in marketplace where you are selling okpa, anything, anytime they call Buhari, don't put your mouth. Anytime you enter filling station to buy fuel or buy kerosene or buy gas, EJ Cindy, or say not say go, don't ever say, hey, Nigeria nani. Don't say it too, because of nani. If you know that you're not going to vote, don't say it too, because you are bringing costs on yourself. I mean it. Because God has given us the opportunity to make things good. And you, those of you now in electoral offices, I don't know what your problem is. Why is it so difficult to bring the PVCs of people and give to them? What is the problem? The population that could have voted, and we will not go vote. And all of us is still in that same hot soup. Because if you don't like the situation of Nigeria today, you should be able to sacrifice and go and tell people, come and take it, I'm going to bring it to you. We must vote. And the principles and policies that have been put in place are showing us that our votes will count this time around. It will count. Tomorrow, if I say in Nigeria, go and be a mayor because you don't. All our efforts, just because of one vote in a row. Talk to your consciences. Let the light of Christ shine in that conscience. To make this country to be good.